Hey guys, how's it going? Isela here with our friend David. David is the president of Workforce QA out of Salt Lake City. David, thank you for being with us today.
Glad to be here.
Now, David has an interesting story to share with us. That's right, interesting. He is going to tell us how he actually got started in the industry. And David, I'm going to start off with our first question.
Okay.
How did you even get started in the trucking industry?
So, kind of a mixture of a lot of things. My dad was, after World War II came out, he was a musician and played a lot of country music, and then country music and trucking kind of go together. So he started the trucking company, launched it as Saunders Trucking. And this is way back in the late 40s, early 50s.
Wow, that's a long time.
It is. And I came along, started working with my dad's company around the early 70s, and I started driving for him in 1976.
How old were you at the time?
I had just turned 18.
Wow, you were young.
Yeah.
So David, you went from being a mechanic to a driver into compliance, okay? Now that is an incredible career path. How did you become president of Workforce QA?
So working on them, working on the truck and having the mechanical ability allowed me to be able to learn how to drive them. Driving them then learned how to get pulled over by an officer. So I began to really get intruded on how the regulations work and what that means to the driver and what that means for the equipment that you're driving. So being in the industry as long as I have and getting to grow with a network of incredible friends in the industry and mentors of mine, began to say, hey, you really need to be talking more about what you've done with working on them and driving them, and how do you apply that? And how can you be flexible enough to learn that how you know the regulations, you can apply it to what you've done. And so I began to learn the regulations, began to apply it, and then I was asked by some of the largest carriers in the U.S. to come up with an IT solution, so to speak. And I don't have any IT experience, but it's a process management. That's really what it boils down to. So I started off with Transplace, that's the 6 carriers that own that company, the large carriers. Then I took it over as Compliant Safety Systems, which I never really woke up one morning and said I want to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
That's something they asked me to do. And then in 2013, needing to expand my bandwidth and get more into the marketplace, and especially in the internet side, I merged with a company called WFQA, Workforce QA. I retained the president, became the president of that company, which I still am today. We operate on the board of directors, and that company is now a very, very large company.
Of course, you know, there's people that are interested in the industry, and they want to become their own, you know, they want to become owner operators. And if there's any advice that you would give new entrants, what would that be?
Be in the mindset that it's a business. It's no different than if you're in music. Music is a business. You have to think that way. You can get caught up in the hype of all the screaming fans, or you can get in the hype of a large Peterbilt that has all this chrome and stuff on it, but you still have to pay for it. So when you're in business for yourself, you need to treat the steering wheel as if it was your desk and the shifter as if it was your phone.